Hey, Once Bitten here with another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. This is my more recent peasant-themed Bretonnian list facing a High Elf army in the battle for the past 2,500 points. I'll go through his list a little bit more in a second, but I just thought I'd get some of these aerial views. So here on his left, he's got a bunch of spearmen. He's got an eagle, lion chariot behind it, tyrannic chariot. He's got a unit of 5 dragon princes with another lion chariot behind it. Another eagle with some ranked up spear elves behind that. Then he's got his 8 dragon princes with his lord and his battle standard bearer. And the lord has 2 up armor save, 4 board save, crown of command, and a great weapon. Battle standard bearer I know has a great weapon, and other than that I just don't know what he has. Then he has an eagle and Illyrian reavers on his flank. So for the most part, I was trying to put my big blocks in the middle and get my my peasants and stuff around the side to guard my flank a little bit against his weak units. So I've got 20 ranked up bowmen here in the flank. I've got some skirmishing archers in the woods, Grail Knights behind them, Grail Relique. They're in the middle, vanguarded up. I have my Pegasus Knights. So then I've got my Knight of the Realm unit, Battle Standard Bearer, 2 up rerollable armor save. And then my prophetess, she's got Lore of Heavens, level 4. She's got Crown of Command and the Chalice of Malfleur, which means when it's my opponent's turn on their magic phase, on a roll of a 2 or higher, I get an extra dispel die, and on a roll of a 1, she takes a wound. So then I've got 2 blocks of 50 men-at-arms, and when I put this list together, I was really thinking I would field them as a horde, but in Battle for the Past, it just wasn't going to fit. And in the rightmost unit, I have a level 1 Lore of Beasts spellcaster, and she has a Dispel Scroll. And then on the other side, I've got some more archers. This group only, they're lined up 10 by 2 instead of 5 by 4. And then I've got 2 trebuchets behind my lines. So just more of an aerial view. And when I look at this now, I think originally I was just kind of assuming I would spread my knight leadership out, and then somewhere along the line I must have got confused, because I have my Grail Knights on the right giving some leadership to those peasants, and then I should have had my Knight of the Realm unit between those men-at-arm units to spread my leadership around a little bit better, and I just don't know, I don't remember why I did what I did. Regardless, turn 1, he moves up, as you can see. This is on the left flank. His eagles obviously they're just going to brave my bowmen and try to get after my my trebuchets. Just more views. I'm so excited to be playing with a mostly painted army again. I think I just was taking a lot of pictures. So those eagles are tough, because when I shoot at him, you know, he's toughness 4, which means I'm wounding on 5s, and they've got 3 wounds on him, so they're, you know, in both cases, it's just not sure if I'm going to be able to do a whole lot of good there. Then after the movement, this changed a little bit. He brought his caster out of that unit, so I just wanted to show it there. And other than that, nothing of significance happened. So we go to Bretonnia turn 1. I thought the best way to deal with that Illyrian Reaver unit was just to charge it with my Grail Relique. I was hoping they would flee, and then I was going to redirect into his Dragon Princes, because I didn't care if I had a failed charge there. But he stuck, so we just kept it as it was. There at the top, my Peg Knights, I decided not to charge anybody, but just to move up. And I want to make it to where it's difficult for him, where I can charge a Spellcaster or one of those chariots or something like that. So really happy with the positioning of my my Pegasus Knights. Men-at-arms, moving up. I'm really just trying to get it to where his Dragon Princes have to engage either my Grail Relique or my Men-at-Arms and get tied up with them, and then I can choose if I wanted to charge him in the flank with a Knight unit or something. Now there on the left, I very flippantly declared that charge with the Men-at-Arms as just kind of, I didn't think about it much, it looked like they were probably in the flank, and if you looked at it closely, they really weren't, and it wasn't really even that close. So in hindsight, I don't know if I would have charged that big block into their flank, the one on the right, I mean, because I was likely to fail it, and then his big block of Dragon Princes would get a very easy charge to my Knight of the Realm unit. So anyway, It is what it is. His attacks are only strength 3, so I'm thinking I might be okay there, and hoping just to beat him through combat res. So, other pictures. This is from the side of the table. After combat, Grill Relique beats the Illyrian Reavers, of course. Decide not to chase after him, and instead I just reform. And I'm so focused on making sure he can't charge through that gap to get my Knight of the Realm unit that I make a huge blunder, which is just inexcusable. But what I left available to him is that he can swing around and charge my bowmen in the hill, and if I flee with them, he can swing around and charge my Grail Knights. And I never saw that coming. I think when I was looking at it kind of like this, and it looks like he really, couldn't really make those charges, but the fact of the matter is he could easily, and the distance is short, and he could make the wheel. And all I would really have to do differently is just reform that Grail Relique to where it has a wider frontage, and he wouldn't be able to at least get to the Grail Knights. I don't care if he gets into those bowmen in the woods. So over here, I don't know if this is before or after combat. It looks like it's after combat. And I remember beating him, and he needed, I think a 6. And he had 2 tries to make it, and he made it. So that ended up just being a real fail, because if I didn't break him on the charge, now he's going to get very easy counter charges with a bunch of Spear Elves on my flank, and that ended up being just a total waste of a move. So this we go to High Elves turn 2. So his eagle jumps over my bowman and goes after my trebuchet. I think I put a wound on it with my archers, but not nearly enough. Turning chariot barrels into the archers. Otherwise, lion chariot, spear elves countercharge into my big block of men-at-arms. I have a chance of being steadfast there, maybe, but I have no knights around, so even if I am steadfast, I'll only be leadership 5 or 6, depending on whether or not he kills my champion. So close up. There's the eagle going after the trebuchet on my left. Now over here, this is kind of in the back of his lines. What he did is he moved his lion chariot over and got right in front of his mage, so I didn't have room to charge his mage. And, if I charge in the front of that lion chariot, I think odds are I lose a guy, and, hard to know what would happen there. So this was just the critical mistake. My first inclination was to flee with my bowman in the woods, but if I did, he was going to get a pretty easy charge into my Grail Knights. So I just decided to hold and then just hope that I get insanely lucky. If I hold with them, I'll be stubborn 8 and probably with a reroll. And then I can countercharge with my Grail Knights and life is good. If they die to a man, then I'm stuck. He's going to overrun into my Grail Knights, and that's probably going to be the game. So, don't know why I took that picture again. Dwellers Below goes off, kills a whole bunch of this unit, kills 20 guys, but they pass their panic. And his wizard, it gets basically to where he's not a wizard anymore. He might be level 1. But now, I was assuming before then that I would charge that lion chariot, take my chances, hoping to get an overrun into a spellcaster to take that threat out of the game. Now, in all honesty, he's not that much of a threat. So after combat, the men-at-arms at the left just get throttled. They were not steadfast. I needed Snake Eyes. They failed it. He overran and destroyed them. My peasant bowmen failed their panic test, and so they ran away. The eagles locked in combat with my trebuchet. Bowmen in the woods, all 10 of them got killed, and it really wasn't even close. And he overruns into the front of my Grail Knights. And at that point I realized that's probably the game, and that was just a stupid blunder on my part. And it's a real shame, because up to this point I'm really loving this game. There was a lot of calculating going on between the both of us, a lot of looking at different options, and now I'm thinking, wow, just a stupid blunder like that, and I throw it away. So, live and learn. We go to Bretonnia turn 2, Grail Relique turns around to see if we can help out in future with those Dragon Princes. I charge the men-at-arms into his lion chariot there in the middle. I charge my Knights of the Realm into his ranked up spearmen, knowing he would be there's a decent chance he would still be steadfast, but I think I would, one, ultimately win that fight, and two, it would get my Knights of the Realm away from his Dragon Princes. Even if I lose my Grail Knights, my Grail Relique should be able to tie him up and then just stick with him for, the bulk of the game. So that's what I'm hoping for there. Trying to decide why those Pegasus Knights are here, and I honestly don't remember. I know what it was. I charged his Lion Chariot, he fled, I caught him, and then, after lining up to him and removing him from the board, I reformed. So, other angles. After combat, my Trebuchet's dead. This is just a shame. I did a wound on the Eagle, but he did 2 wounds on me, so he wins by 1. And even losing combat by 1, my Trebuchet has no chance of sticking around. So in this combat, I charge in. I don't remember if that Lion Chariot had a wound on it already or not, but let's say I did 1 wound on it. Basically, I won combat and he stuck. And now, now these guys are toast because those Spirit Elves are going to charge them in the flank. And yeah, so the Dragon Princes kill my Grail Knights to a man and reform, and then immediately thereafter on his turn he charges into the flank of my Knight of the Realm unit. You can see the game's just going to hell real quickly. This Eagle on the right charges my rightmost Trebuchet, and it's going to be the same thing there. I'm not going to wound him. He'll do a wound on me. He'll win by 1, and Trebuchet's dead. So that Lion Chariot that held allowed my men-at-arms to get flank charged by the Spirit Elves. The only good news here is one of us declares a challenge, so I take my champion, put him there on the back right, either the very back or second to back rank. Regardless, I think I do it in the back rank, so it's touching his general and it removes most of his guys from the fight, which really saves a lot of my knights. And I'm stubborn 8 rerollable, so I should be okay. So this Trebuchet's dead. Those men-at-arms disappeared in a hurry. On his turn, he charged my Pegasus Knights, and I was in the woods, and just instinctively I fled from it, and then I realized the mistake because he has these fast cav. He's got an eagle or 2 flying around. He could just declare a charge with everybody, and so when all was said and done, one of them could easily catch my guys. Had I thought more about that, I probably would have just left them in the woods. I think because they're skirmishers, they would be stubborn in the woods, and it would have given me a decent chance. But more than likely, at this point in the game, it wouldn't matter. They were just going to get crushed eventually. These guys had rallied on my last turn. So this turn, they charge the Lion Chariot. And everybody watching the game is saying that's stupid. I should have just shot at it. He's sitting on 1 wound. But I charged it, hoping to beat it, hopefully kill it. But regardless, to beat it and then get an overrun into the flank of that Spirit Elf unit. The game's sunk, but you got to try to get what you can. So there you see my champion in the back. I think he was he's in a challenge with my opponent's general, who's right there in the middle of that unit. So that's what removed a lot of his guys from combat the last go round. So Bretonnia turn 3, my Grail Relique charges into their flank. There we go. So you notice he's missing a couple Dragon Princes already. During the magic phase, I get the thing I get the +1 strength and toughness on my Grail Relique, because I don't need him getting a lot of wounds on me that way, and being strength 4 helps, and they have hatred this turn. I get it to where they get to reroll 1s, and he has to reroll 6s. That's what all those tokens mean. So you notice how he's missing 2 Dragon Princes. Those I forgot who did the wounds, but twice it happened. I think the Knights did a wound on him. He rolled a 6 for his armor save, made him reroll it, and he rolled a 1. And then the Grail Relique did a wound on him. He rolled a 6 for his armor save, rerolled it, and rolled a 1. So I'm getting some small moral victories here. But you notice my champion's dead, so he's going to challenge me again. And then I'm either going to have to accept with my Battle Standard Bearer or lose my ward save. In hindsight, I should just lose the ward save because he's only strength 3 and I've got a 2-up armor save. Anyway, my gambit over here worked. The Lion Chariot got killed, and I overran into the flank of the Spirit Elf unit. And at the end of the turn, it's looking like that. That's actually the beginning of his turn, or this is. Anyway, a Lion Chariot charged into the flank of my Grill Relique. Otherwise, you can see he moved around. Yeah, all those rerolls and buffs are helping a little bit, but that Lion Chariot worries me. So we actually fight this combat in High Elf turn 4, and I beat the Spear Elves. I needed to run them down so that all that would be worth it, but I failed to, so they got away, which is kind of a bummer. And over here, because of all the wounds the Lion Chariot did, it broke my Stubborn 8 Grill Relique. I accepted the challenge with my Battle Standard Bearer. He has a 2-up rerollable plus the ward save. I was hoping he could survive a couple rounds of combat there, but he didn't. He got killed. So I didn't have any rerolls, so my Stubborn 8 Knight of the Realm unit passed, but my Stubborn 8 Grill Relique failed, got ran down by the Lion Chariot. And at that point, it was really late. The game store was closing soon, so we just went ahead and called it because, you know, I could have hoped that this unit could stick around for four more rounds of combat, 5 more rounds of combat, and it's doubtful they would have. So anyway, this player is actually moving, and I'm not going to be able to get to play him again. I'm really bummed. I think he's an excellent player. I'm 0-3 against him, and really would like some revenge on the games I've lost, but it's likely not going to happen anytime soon. So anyway, fun game. Hope you enjoyed it.